Hello, everyone. Hi, welcome to the 46th FESIG meeting. Today is the 8th of November, and we're starting promptly at 7:30 p.m. GMT, which is 2:30 p.m. EST. Am I correct? It's 2:30 there now, right? Right.
That's right.
So, I'm going to hit share screen. Oh, no, before I do that, I just want to say that this is the first of the once a month meeting, and it's starting from November, Wednesday, November, until, well, whenever we want to change our mind about having more meetings. But for the time being, we're only having one meeting a month because we are very busy. The core team in FESIG is very busy setting up, doing things that will be useful. We've been talking and we've been making videos on the meetings, and it's always talking and showing presentations and sharing of information and techniques and technologies and devices. So now it's time to make something, and we are in the background, and it takes a little while to develop something. So we've been very busy, and even though we have once a month meeting, but we break the meeting into two sessions. The first session, we'll have the first speaker to present, and the second session, we'll have a second speaker to present. So you don't lose out on the number of videos that we are making for the month, folks. So we're flying that. Right, so I'm going to hit share screen now. Excuse my voice. I've got a little sore throat here. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, gosh. Okay, so welcome to FESIG. FESIG is the Free Energy Special Interest Group. It is a platform where scientists, researchers, developers, enthusiasts of alternative and free energy come together on this platform to discuss, to share, to pick each other's brains, to present their devices, their technology, to all who care to come in and join us in our meetings, or to listen to the YouTube recordings that we put out there on the web, on the World Wide Web. Okay, so we have our website, truevisionofpeace.com/fesig.html, that you could go to and have a look at our mission statement, our objectives, our secondary objectives, and what we are really and what we stand for. Okay. So we are basically forging through the furthest frontiers in the pursuit of knowledge, seeking breakthroughs to succeed in our objectives of making this world a better place to live in. Right, today's meeting, the 46th meeting agenda, well, we don't have new members here. We just have the speakers, and the rest is fine. So I don't have to do the introduction of new members. I've just introduced FESIG to you. And the first session, it's me chairing Crystal Gore. I'm the founder and initiator of FESIG. And Dr. Frezel, and James Ring will co-chair. And they had been with me right from the start. So James will be coming in to chair the second session. If not, if it's tied up in an interview, then our co-chair on the first session will continue with the co-chairing on the second session. So we have our speaker number one, who is Tom Palladino, and then speaker number two on the second session. Tom will do about 40 minutes of presentation, and then we move on to the second speaker. Hi, Michael, you're here. So we have Michael Brown with us as well, who will be talking on the water activator. I will do the introduction in a minute. So once we finish this, then we will go around and we'll have a question and answer session open to the floor, and then we'll go around the table, and then if there's no other business, then we adjourn to the next meeting, which will be on the 47th FESIG meeting on the 6th of December, where Marina Jacobi and Kevin Hay will be speaking. Okay. Marina will be first speaker, Kevin Hay will be second speaker. Right, so that's it. That's the agenda for today's meeting. This is brought to you by me and the FESIG team, and thank you. And I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm going to start introducing the speakers. Okay, hi. Right. Okay, so I want to introduce Tom now. Tom Palladino, actually, he was referred to me to speak in FESIG by his partner, Carrie Claire of Phoenix Voyages. And I said, oh, yes, that would be nice. I mean, we would like to know more about scalar energy. Scalar is something that FESIG members have been tinkering around with when they were learning from the Cash Foundation. So perhaps Tom would be able to go into details of what precisely the nature of scalar energy is with us in this presentation. Tom has researched and harnessed scalar energy, or called the creative strength, also known as prana, chi, radiant energy, 0-point energy, chi, orgone, eloptic energy. He was inspired by various scientists, especially Nikola Tesla, as to the existence of an energy that was not of the electromagnetic spectrum. After years of experimentation and modification, Tom has developed a technique using scalar energy that will transmute pathogens quickly and painlessly. He has developed a remote treatment process whereby he's able to administer the scalar energy reverse phase angle harmonic of a pathogen, thereby causing that agent of infection to disassemble or fall apart. Scalar energy operates at the quantum level and is capable of disassembling all types of pathogens, thus eliminating the causative agent of disease. Once the causative agent of a pathogen disease has been eliminated, the symptoms associated with that infection decrease or disappear altogether. All right, then. I think I'll just pass over the microphone to Tom now. So, Tom, would you come forth and do your presentation?
Hi, Crystal. Thanks for the invitation. It's a pleasure to be here, and I'm honored, frankly. Thank you. As Crystal mentioned, I am working with scalar energy, and we have to remember there's two energies in the universe. The electromagnetic spectrum is valid, that we all recognize electricity and magnetism. There's another spectrum, scalar energy. Well, some people call that 0-point energy, or say chi or prana. It is another spectrum. It's a different dimension. So the scalar energy dimension is a different dimension than that of electricity and magnetism. And my preference, my druthers, is to work with scalar energy exclusively, because frankly, scalar energy is much more versatile, and scalar energy affords you greater control over nature than that of electricity or magnetism. So I've made it a career to study scalar energy and to essentially develop scalar energy instruments to harness, control, and direct the energy. Well, in particular, over the past 5 years, I've perfected a technique in which I can easily break apart a pathogen, a virus, a bacterium, or a fungus with scalar energy. Now, it's easy to do that with scalar energy. It's much more difficult to do that with electricity, and for the following reasons. Scalar energy allows me to release the molecular bonds of a pathogen, of an infectious agent. So with my instrument, this scalar energy instrument that I've calibrated, I can easily negate the molecular bonds of viruses, bacteria, and fungi. In essence, I've discovered the simple, painless, cost-effective cure for viral, bacterial, and fungal infection. And I'll stand by that statement. And the reason I make such a statement is scalar energy, once again, as a fundamental force in nature, allows us to control molecular forms. So let's review. Scalar energy is a different spectrum. It's not of the electromagnetic spectrum. It's a different dimension. A scalar energy instrument can control scalar energy, and in so doing, we have mastered the control over molecular bonds, over atomic bonds. Well, in particular, I have calibrated my scalar energy instrument to break down infectious agents. My scalar energy instrument can handily negate the molecular bonds of viruses, bacteria, fungi, parasites, etc. And in so doing, I've demonstrated this around the world, and I've been able to do so with people from all walks of life. We're able to eradicate viruses, bacteria, and fungi from people's bodies. Now, When working with these instruments, it is non-local. That is to say that scalar energy allows me to work with people around the world by virtue of their photograph. And I know that's quite different. It is one of the properties of scalar energy. Scalar energy transcends time and space. So with that said, my scalar energy instruments can work in conjunction with a photograph of an individual. All I need is a photograph of a person's skin, some part of their anatomy. And in so doing, I can send scalar energy to anybody in the world by way of their photograph. So this is a non-local phenomenon. Again, scalar energy transcends time and space. So what I've discovered is essentially the cure for pathogenic disease. And in so doing, people can simply send me their photograph, an actual photograph of their anatomy. And I can treat them, I can access that person anywhere in the world by way of their photograph. And we can eradicate pathogens, germs from their body. To bolster this, I've had so many diagnostic tests that have served to prove that these scalar energy treatments are indeed working and that we can indeed eradicate viruses, bacteria, fungi from the body. We've had many diagnostic tests that have proven that after we treat people with scalar energy, there's no viral load of the herpes virus. There's no viral load of the hepatitis virus. So we're proving by way of diagnostic tests that these treatments are indeed effective, that after people have undergone a scalar energy treatment, there is no genetic presence. There is no viral load whatsoever of, again, various viruses that previously had infected these people. So in synopsis, scalar energy is proving itself to be adaptable to so many walks of life. Scalar energy, again, is quite versatile. In particular, over the past 5 years, I've perfected a technique with scalar energy to break down the molecular bonds of pathogens, germs. And in so doing, we have discovered the easy, painless cure for pathogenic infection. What is also remarkable is that scalar energy can be administered by way of a photograph. A person does not have to be physically present. So I can deliver a scalar energy signal to anybody in the world by virtue of their photograph. So with that said, I want to prove to the world the efficacy of these treatments. And I'm offering free treatments. Anybody in the world can be treated for free with scalar energy. I offer 15 days of free scalar energy treatments. Anybody in the world can sign up, email their photograph, and in so doing, we will treat people around the world free of charge. So if you have a pen and a piece of paper handy, I'll give you a website. This website allows you to upload, to email your photograph to us. In so doing, once I receive your photograph, I will start treating you with scalar energy. I'll treat you for 15 days and your health will improve. We're able to eradicate presently over 400,000 species of pathogens. Imagine that, 400,000 species of viruses, bacteria, prions, parasites, mold, fungi. We're able to eradicate infectious agents from your body, and in so doing, your health, your welfare will improve. And many of you, if you had pathogenic infection, will be cured of that pathogenic infection. So,
Tom, I'll put my hand up. I want to be treated. I've got the flu. I got a sore throat.
Okay. All right.
Thank you. I'll be first.
Fair enough. The website is www.creativestrength.us. Just as it sounds, creativestrength.us. I'll spell it. CREATIVE strength STRENGTH.us.
Thank you.
Anybody in the world can sign up for free. Simply submit a photograph of your skin. It could be your face, it could be your hand. Any part of your body will suffice. Actually, if you have a dog or cat, include your dog or cat in the photograph. We're able to reach you by way of your photograph. Now, it doesn't matter if you live in Asia, Europe, or Africa, or North America, anywhere in the world. Submit your photograph. I will treat you free of charge for 15 days. I will prove to you the efficacy of these treatments. And in so doing, you will see that we have a great opportunity that beckons, the opportunity to cure the world of pathogenic disease, to do so in a very cost-effective measure. It's simple, it's painless. You don't have to change your lifestyle. All you have to do is submit a photograph to me. Again, that website is www.creativestrength.us. I'll treat you for free for 15 days. And with that, I would be happy to open up a discussion here. If anybody has questions about this treatment, or anybody would like to inquire as to how I go about this, or how I've come to these conclusions and how I work, I'm an open book. I welcome any type of a Q&A right now.
Oh, by the way, Tom, by the way, listeners and viewers, you can get Tom's website, because I place links on the FESIG site anyway, so links to his name, yeah. You can go to FESIG's website to get Tom's website. Thank you.
Thank you. You know, as you met,
Tom,
go ahead.
Hi. The person submits their photograph to your website. I went in and did a real quick upload to it, and it's very easy and seamless. What does the person feel who's being treated after you begin the process?
I would say within a day or two, people will feel better. Why? Because they've had years of buildup of fungi, of bacteria in their lungs. People have arthritic joints. That can be attributed to so many things, parasitic infection or bacterial infection in their joints. So in general, most people feel a lightness of being. Most people, their breathing has improved. If we can destroy all the parasites and the fungi that have been living in their lungs and competing for oxygen, so to speak, people experience a greater sense of comfort in breathing. Many people say that their dream state is enhanced. I've noticed with my scalar energy instruments, they're so high powered that we can rebalance or reprogram the 7 chakras. In so doing, that event, the ability to influence the 7 chakras, causes many people to have a greater and deeper, more meaningful sleep. Many people say that they have a deeper dream. Their dreams are more vivid. So in general, I would say most people feel better within the first few days. Again, a lot of people will tell me that they have the ability to breathe much easier. Many people will recognize that they no longer have any bacterial plaque on their teeth. If we can destroy bacteria, and we can, then you don't have bacterial plaque. A lot of people say that their sinuses drain. Some people will also mention to me that they have a greater sense of range of movement, where they, at one time they had bursitis or arthritic knees. The fact that we've eliminated so many of the pathogens in their joints, their range of motion improves. And usually you can feel all of that within the first 2 days, 2 to 3 days.
Okay. The human body has millions of bacteria, both beneficial and non-beneficial.
Right.
Does the scalar process discriminate, or how does that happen?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, to answer your question, it does discriminate. And how do we distinguish between pathogenic and what would be considered probiotic bacteria? I literally take a photograph of a germ, of a pathogen, and I pass it in my instrument. And in so doing, I can identify a germ, a bacterium, by way of a photograph. So I've amassed over the years a collection of photographs of pathogenic bacteria. And I obviously avoid what is considered to be good for the body, probiotic bacteria. So to answer your question, we treat people by way of photographs of pathogens, photographs of germs. And I obviously isolate and identify what is pathogenic or parasitic in nature, and I do not treat out what is considered to be good bacteria.
In the course of months and stuff, one of the things that we have problems with vaccines is that by the time the vaccine companies, if they were doing what they were saying they're doing, the bacteria or the virus has mutated and rendered their vaccine basically worthless. how are you? Is there a way of keeping track of that with what you're doing with your photographs?
Yes, there is. And let's underscore the fact that since we're working with energy, energy is fundamental. And energy, scalar energy, regardless of a mutation, regardless of adaptation, scalar energy will negate the molecular bonds of any virus, of any bacterium. So regardless of how a bacterium or a pathogen will mask itself or camouflage itself in biofilm or experience some type of mutation, scalar energy overrides that, because once again, scalar energy is fundamental in nature. And we go right to the core, right to the essence of life, which is the actual life force, the instructions that hold together the genetic code of life. And we're able to release that genetic code. And if we can release that genomic code, then we can literally unbind, disassemble the genome of any pathogen. And in so doing, no pathogen stands a chance against scalar energy. We're going after the DNA of a pathogen. And in so doing, once you release those molecular bonds that hold together the DNA, the pathogen ceases to exist.
Okay, we're probably going to be broadcasting to thousands of people. How soon would they basically expect to start receiving treatment once they signed on to your website?
Sure, excellent question. As soon as you sign up, that day we upload the photographs. It's an automatic photo uploader. We start treating you that day. So if you were to upload your photograph today, I would start treating you today. If it's late tonight, then I would, as soon as I get up in the morning, tomorrow morning, I would start treating you tomorrow morning. I usually upload photographs 2 to 3 times a day, to answer your question. Now, I want to be clear. There are 3 processes three modalities that we practice on a daily basis. Number 1, as I mentioned, we can destroy germs. Our ability is to eradicate over 400,000 species of germs. Secondly, and I touched upon this, the second modality, we're able to balance your 7 chakras or balance your brain waves. And the third modality that I haven't mentioned yet, scalar energy allows us to assemble micronutrients. We can actually assemble or form vitamins, minerals, amino acids, antioxidants in the body. So those 3 modalities will be administered every day for 15 days. Your health will improve. You will see the benefit of these treatments.
What about security? Now, I sent, because we talked earlier today, and so I basically made certain you knew who I was when I sent you the photograph. Right. And so my ugly mug is in your database. How long do these photographs stay in your system, or is it, in the line of security and that kind of stuff? Or do you need the person's face?
I don't need the person's face. Some people, for privacy reasons, as you mentioned, just want to send a photograph of their hand, and that's fine. All I need is some photograph of your skin, some photograph of your anatomy in order to send a scalar energy signal, so to speak. After the 15 days, likewise for privacy reasons, I destroy the photographs. So I offer 15 days of free treatments to anybody in the world. The treatments will end thereafter, and I destroy the photographs, and I can assure you once again that in some measure your health will improve. And all by virtue of the fact that you sent me a photograph, you do not have to change your lifestyle. There's no special formula that you have to follow. There's no special regimen that you have to follow. You simply submit your photograph and I do the rest.
Okay. By chance, do you know if you've started the process for me?
I have. I just saw your photograph. You sent me a bare-chested photograph. I saw that.
Okay. The reason why I've been asking the questions, and I was just double checking on this type of stuff. We talked earlier, and it was because of breathing conditions. And one of the things that I noticed, and I'm pretty certain I know when you kick the machine on, because I'm sitting here at my desk, and I am a asthmatic patient, been for over 10 years. And through nutrition and exercise and diet, and holistic herbal medicines and stuff, I've actually regained most of my breathing. I'm down to about I've got about 90% of my lung capacity back. And you'll hear me hacking and stuff. what was interesting is I did get a rush, and I was sitting there going, well, that's interesting. I did get heavy breathing for a few minutes, and that was interesting. I did get a hacking spell, and I haven't hacked up, let's say, detritus in quite a few years, because I've gone past the dirt in my lungs from desert camping. I've gone past the cigarette smoke layer, and I'm down into parts of my lungs that I think have been clogged up since I was in my early teens. And yes, and there was some interesting stringy stuff, and I am breathing easier as a result. And the question that I have now on this is, how do we get past the placebo effect of treatment? I mean, I'm sitting here, I've talked to you, and it's like, oh, this is interesting. I am the #1 skeptic when it comes to remote healing. And I've had several people say, we're going to show something to you, Brass, and you're going to have to experience, because you are one of the best doubting Thomases we have around. And I have been drugged, as I said, by my hair several times to the reality that some of this work that you guys are doing has some reality to it. And let me tell you, in my experience, I'm supposed to go to the doctor's office. I'm supposed to sit in the waiting room. I'm supposed to be in around all these people that are really nasty to be around in the line of bacteria and stuff, and I'm susceptible to them, so that I can get my medications and stuff. And here you are telling me that from, several thousand miles away, you can hit the send button, and I get to avoid all this stuff. And so it's like, okay. So I appreciate it. It's kind of interesting. And so that's a quick testimony, and this is like 2 hours into this.
Yeah. Well, I'll check back with you in 3 or 4 days, and your breathing will not be as belabored. You will feel a greater capacity of your lungs to take in oxygen. You'll feel better. Give it. Obviously, you've only been on the treatments now for 2 hours. Give it 3 or 4 days, and let's check back. Secondly, I appreciate your scrutiny, and I want to prove myself. I am a result-driven researcher. On my website, I have thousands of testimonials. Some of those testimonies are accompanied by diagnostic tests such as polymerase chain reaction tests, a very accurate tool used in molecular biology to ascertain the presence or absence of a pathogen. Well, these polymerase chain reaction tests invariably come back negative. No viral load for herpes virus, cytomegalovirus, HIV virus. What's my point? We're curing herpes, we're curing HIV, we're curing cytomegalovirus. We're able to destroy viruses. We have the cure for viral disease. You'll hear about this in the next few years. It's too grand to keep this under wraps. And your experience will help as a testimony to others. You will feel better within the next 2, 3, 4 days. I promise you.
Right. I need to cut in here first because we have 10 minutes left, and we are making 2 separate videos, right? So this is the first time we're making this. There is one question that is on the chat room is posted by Asif Daniel. He says, as for this is for Tom to answer. As for the energetic therapy, he said, do you need an agreement of the person? Do you need?
Yes, and that's why we have you send in your photograph in particular. Again, the website creativestrength.us. That allows anybody to send in 1 photograph per email address. Now, if your friends want to try this, then simply pass on the website to them, because I don't want you to make the decision for them. I want them to make the decision. That's a good point.
Right. So we've got 10 minutes. Anybody else from the meeting attendees who wants to ask any question? Wants to pose any question to Tom? Okay. While you think you have.
We have one.
Okay.
Tom, you said it would heal. What about meniscus damage in the knees? I've had meniscus damage for years in both knees.
No, sir. And the reason I say that, my specialty is with pathogens, with germs. I cannot correct tissue. I cannot regrow ligaments.
Okay.
So I don't work.
I just wondered if it would regrow cellular structure that's missing.
Yeah, no, I'm not to that point yet. Do I think it's possible? Yes. Do I need to study this more? Of course. Do I think scalar energy could initiate cellular growth, repair? Yes, I do. Tissue repair? Yes, I do. But I'm not there yet.
Mhm.
So
Right.
potentially it could regrow anything, anytime.
Yes, I would say so. Yes.
That's
Yes.
fantastic. Thank you, Tom.
Uh-huh.
Well, thank you, Ron. Okay, I have somebody in the in the attendees group who's new to FESIG. Her name is Mona. She just joined us today.
Hello.
She has a testimony for Tom. Would you like to speak about it? You had a treatment for 15 days. Yeah.
Yes, I did the 15-day trial, and actually, I have problems with my gums, and I must say, in the first week, I could feel the difference, Tom.
Good.
Really, and first few days, and probably sleeping better and more energy, and I'm really I would like to ask you, like we could say everything has a frequency. Then you have fine-tuned your scalar energy to the pathogens. So,
Right.
So basically, if we expand on that idea, we could have cellular regeneration and all that with scalar.
Yes.
How exciting! What do you need to discover the rest?
Well, to answer that question, yes, I believe scalar energy is the life force energy of the universe. It's the instructions of the universe, including the instructions of our DNA. And hopefully in the next few years, God can give me the wisdom to create a more accurate scalar energy instrument so we can repair cellular dysfunction. We can repair mutation, so we can cure cancer. We can cure genetic dysfunction, genetic diseases, and hopefully we can either slow down the aging process or stop the aging process. Yes, that's where we're going with scalar energy. Again, scalar energy is the wheelwork of the universe. It allows us to control matter. It is also the fundament behind thought, behind consciousness. So scalar energy really is the doorway to the future. And you're right. Scalar energy will allow us to control the mind, the body, and the soul. You're absolutely right.
It's so.
Oh,
We
sorry.
lost her.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Can I say
Yeah, we
share
can
something?
hear you. Sure, go on.
I wanted to say it's so exciting because I'm curious to know, how did you manage to find all those frequencies? I'm asking you.
It's very simple and straightforward. And if scalar energy serves as the instructions of the universe, the mind of God, I try not to overrule or overthink the mind of God. So how do I do this? Let's say you had the herpes virus. I actually take a photograph of the herpes virus and I place it inside my instrument. So everything is done by photographic interpretation. So if I take a photograph of the herpes virus, my instrument looks or scans or interprets the herpes virus by way of a photograph, and then we'll send into your body and my body that energy of the herpes virus, causing the herpes virus in our body to break apart. Some people might call that the law of resonance. For instance, some people can sing and shatter glass with their voice. Well, I use energy to shatter germs. And you'll call that the law of resonance in the electromagnetic spectrum. If we're going to use that same term, well, so be it. So a photograph of a germ allows me to decipher, to decode the molecular code of a germ, and then to break apart that molecular code, and hence we can destroy the herpes virus inside the body, or a bacterium or a fungus inside the body. So putting that into motion, I have over 400,000 photographs of germs. And when I place those 400,000 photographs of germs in my instrument, it can send energy into your body and my body, instructing any combination of those germs to break apart. So there's no guesswork. That's why it works. And that's why your gingivitis improved within the first week. We broke apart the bacteria that were causing your gingivitis, causing your gum disease. It works that quickly.
I have a question. Okay, Tom, how do you, in a nutshell, how do you harness to produce the scalar waves?
That's the key. It's my consideration that God has given me the modern day equivalent of the Ark of the Covenant. Scalar energy is the Ark of the Covenant. And what I have are scalar energy instruments that are not controlling electricity. And I've been fortunate. Frankly, over the years, I've received messages from Jesus and Mary, and they've given me this insight into this divine science. And I'll...
Uh-oh, we lost him.
Oh dear.
Yeah, but
this is not uncommon for this channel.
I know. Right, okay. So I'm going to take advantage of this time to show listeners and viewers, because we're gonna close for the session very, very soon to have the second session. So this is an independent video recording. So I'm going to do a share screen now. And if you look at the our website, this is FESIG's website, the Free Energy Special Interest Group, and you scroll down, you'll be able to see a donation button, because this is a free for all, and we've been working very hard, the team, to come out with 46 meetings now to date, and we had it all recorded on video. So if you got some extras to pay forward, please do hit this button here. We need money to start making stuffs for you. So if you could, and then join us. The join us button is there, and if you scroll down, you'll be able to see who the speakers are and who will be speaking next. So next will be Michael. And you can see how you can get through to them, because I put links there. Scalar wave healing for Tom, and for Michael, water activator. So when you click the links, it takes you straight to their website, but to their websites. But do come back to FESIG, because there's a lot more to see in FESIG. Okay, somebody's typing. Could you mute yourself, please? Could you please mute yourself? Yeah, because we can hear you, and this is a recording. Right, thank you. So anyway, so the next speakers lined up will be, do come back on the 6th of December. We have Marina Jacobi speaking as the first speaker, and then we have Kevin Hay as the second speaker. They are both fantastic. They're amazing. And Kevin Hay's got a lot to share as well. And Marina is very special with her, what she does with the what you call metaphysics and quantum physics knowledge. Okay, so here these are FESIG banners. If you go to FESIG's Facebook channel and FESIG's YouTube channel, you'll be able to see all. Go to YouTube. Our YouTube channel is here. You can just click on the button here to go to our YouTube channel, and you can catch all our video recordings of all the meetings that we had thus far. Okay, and this is the Executive Council lineup of FESIG. Okay, so to know when the next meeting will be and to get into the meeting, this is the link to click on to get in a meeting. Okay, now we had our last meeting presented by our brilliant scientist, Dr. Elizabeth Donovan. Unfortunately, the last meeting was rather controversial, I guess, and there were, well, we had to make 3 or 4 attempts to get going with the meeting, so I'm afraid the recording couldn't be published to the public. So there you go. So these are the YouTubes that you could click on to listen to, so you won't miss a thing if you only just join FESIG. Yeah, Mona, that's a good one for you. Right, so I'm going to stop sharing now. That's it. I think we have come to the 40th minute mark. Exactly. So, Press, is there anything you want to say before we?
No, I was just going to ask you, should we do a hard stop on this and start a new recording?
Yes, we got to stop this and start a new recording for the next speaker.
Okay, I want to thank everybody for being here, and a special thanks to Tom Palladino. Please visit his site. He is offering free treatment for 15 days. And I'll turn it over to you, Crystal, for the wrap-up. And
thank you very much. And thank you so much for attending FESIG's 46th meeting today on the 8th of November. And we welcome everybody who's interested in seeing the development of this alternative and free energy and healing technologies going forward. And we welcome anyone who wants to come and share the ideas and creativity, as well as the science and spirituality. You're most welcome to hop in. And thank you very much, everyone. Looking forward to seeing you again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mona.
Goodbye.
And